Hello, and welcome to The Table Is Yours, a role-playing adventure show where a bunch of friends sit around a table virtually and play ttrpgs like Dungeons and Dragons and maybe eventually other ones. My name is Con Riley. I am your DM, your GM, your best friend. My pronouns are they, them. You can follow me anywhere at Kryles. But for fun facts, it is Halloween on Tuesday, so we are dressed up in Halloween outfits, or costumes, whatever. I am currently dressed up as Simon Petrikov from Adventure Time and all the Adventure Time spin-offs. I don't have the crown because it's bad for me and my mental health and other reasons if you watch the show. I used to be Ice King. I'm no longer. I have an adopted daughter named Marceline. Yeah, with that, let us go around the table and meet our frightening friends, starting with Nick Schmidt.
Thank you for reading my mind there. I was like, frightening, say frightening! Hello, my name is Vic, and I just found the hidden immunity idol, and I think I'm gonna make some big moves coming up. I just really need everyone to get along with my plan, and I just need to get the numbers on my side. I play Terrence Astanis, resident rap boy. My pronouns are they, them. Yeah, and my fun fact is that I'm obviously a Survivor contestant. It makes sense when he introduces himself, so let's go.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I play Wash, pronouns he, him. I'm Jeffrey Probst, so, that's all I got.
Say something iconic. It's all written on the inside of his hat.
Well, I mean, there's the previously come on in guys, which is come on in.
Mm-hmm. We've gender neutralized come on in.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, I'm Heather Lore. I play Shay Erebos, pronouns are she, they. You can find me on Instagram at Land of Lore, and this is as quick as I could throw an outfit together since I am not home currently. So we've decided I'm either all the other reindeer or my favorite, My Little Reindeer.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, I'm Sydney. I play Codex Sayori. Both of our pronouns are she, her. I am currently, you can't see it, but I am Tatsu from Way of the House Husband, aka the Immortal Dragon, but I don't do that anymore. I don't have sunglasses on because I left them in my car.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I play Isabella Ballador, Tiefling Paladin Bard of the group. We both use she, her pronouns, and I'm dressed as Rosie the Riveter.
Hi, I'm Jake. I play Finley de Galilei, Fearful Druid. Currently, I am dressed as Gary Prince. In the magical world, the magical separate world, he is Princess Bubblegum's counterpart. From the mind of some guy, I'm here for you today.
You live in my mind, bitch. And of course, you can follow us anywhere at TTIYDND on all social media, X, Twitter, /Twitter, whatever, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Patreon. Yes, support our Patreon. It supports the show, and we give you cool content. But yeah, other than that, if there are no questions, queries, wonders, hopes, wishes, needs, Halloween fun facts, okay, well then with that, let us get into the recap of what happened last episode on The Table Is Yours. No Halloween fun facts, guys? What the fuck? What story shall be sung today? One can never know how the melody might sound. Our adventurers have already begun to pluck the strings of their story, and their combined composition is unfolding like a road before us.
As we finished getting outfits ready for the masquerade, Codex and I went to a tavern called the Bloody Mug to meet up with Clea and two of my old cut-purse buddies, Dwayne and Dern. I asked if they could help me find out more about where my dad might be held, since Aster mentioned he might be a blood dog. They agreed to attend the masquerade with us and see what they could find out. The Fates met up with them the next day at the Slanted Scale, the pocket of the 12th Precinct, and made that our escape route in case things went sideways. And of course, things went sideways. The Beatification Committee and Dark Fury, or Salmex, who dropped the whole disguise for his true demon form, fucked with us the entire time to show they owned Zabraria. Dogma, Yelena, Hal, and Tanami were also there. Salmex threatened to eat Codex and Dogma while Aster infected a lot of the guests with the perfected version of Terrence's serums. Dogma thought quick and threw a chain of fireballs to give us an escape route. When we got back to the Slanted Scale, we brought everyone up to speed and got another vision from Vivka's eye. We saw child versions of the sisters in Salmex with an obscured mother on a farm. They seemed oddly normal. The mother taught the demon children to take only what they needed and nothing more. We told the others about the vision after it ended, prompting Dogma and crew to see if we could jumpstart a vision. We ended up teleporting to Ponte to try it out. Despite worrying about something bad happening in the process, Dogma pulled it off, and we learned that when the mother figure died, she made 2 wishes for Salmex. 1, that his sisters would be satiated, and 2, that in another life they could live normally away from their demonic origins. Apparently, Salmex only had consumed enough blood for that first wish, and it turned the sisters into statues, leaving him sad and alone. A lot of time passed, and eventually Berengar Bart discovered Salmex, and that a kid can make wishes with blood. So, of course, he used that to destroy Ponte, as Salmex brought back Aster, Gila, and Kazania. But for some reason, the wish corrupted the sisters. We assumed that each wish made began to twist the sisters and Salmex into the beings they were now, most likely due to Salmex's distorted vision of their mother's ideals. It was a lot, but we figured any info is better than none, and made our way back to the keep.
Well, you guys are in the Pale White Castle Keep, so I will just hand it off to you all. The table is yours.
I'm gonna go into the kitchen and start rummaging around in the cabinets.
Terrence also joined Codex in the kitchen. I'm gonna go see if Braz can help, like, whip something up so everyone can get something to eat.
Yeah, I was just actually starting to make some things for the rest of the house staff, so he goes back and starts preparing. Alright, so eventually you guys all end up coming back for dinner, as Braz gives you guys stew.
So it's just kind of like walk up to a chair and just be like, and just gonna like slide it out, just kind of like sit down, kind of like rub his nails into the wood of the table, kind of like nervous. I've just been kind of thinking about what we saw. It's just kind of making me feel a little bit weird. But for me, I saw myself, a different path for myself, a different potential that I could have had if I had met the wrong people instead of the right ones. And I don't know, I think just the combination of the way that the vision made me feel, coupled with that realization of just like how easy it is for something to become so twisted, and then the responses afterwards, I just kind of feel gross. Like I feel like I have to say something, that I want to say something. So, if we could all just sit for a second. I just want to get some things out in the open. And I ask that you sit and you really hear me and you think about everything I'm about to say. I know the urge will probably come around to interrupt or speak up or anything like that, but I just ask that you fight the feeling and listen. And I'll preface, I know some things I will say directly, but unless directly said, these things are blanket statements, and they don't necessarily apply to some of you or even all of you. But if you feel like any of these things sting a little bit, hurt, leave an impression, just kind of sit with that and think about why you feel like that. Do you feel like it's justified to feel like that? Do you feel like I'm speaking out of line? But if it hurts your feelings, truly think, why does this sit with me like this? And just kind of like looks around to everybody. You can tell that like his like hands are on the table, but you can still see him like shaking. So, and he like looks around to all of you. I will begin. You take like a super deep breath. I guess my first question is just, what's wrong? What's going on? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Any way that you can think about that statement. Is something going wrong with you? Is something wrong with you? Truly, what is so wrong that it seems like to me that sometimes empathy and understanding just don't reach you, or you can't reach them. And I know quite a lot about you, and it is in the form of intel, but I've never tried to use that against you. I never want to do anything where it seems like I'm using my outside knowledge of you to create that perception of you or who you are. And I know that I have in the past, and any time that I've done that, I do apologize and I try to fix that mistake. It happened to Codex when we first met, and I don't want to come across as that person who seems like I am telling you who you are. I want to know you for who you all truly are. And with that, I've extended the offer to get to know you, to be your friend and understand. And some of you accept it, and maybe that was just in the pretense of keeping up that appearance. I don't know. And some of you, Wash, I know you offered me a rain check, and I do appreciate you not just flat out rejecting me. That's very nice. And even the most stubborn of all of you accepted my friendship, even it's just because she knew what that meant. But when I think and I sit here and I look at all of you, I have these words that stick out. And some of them are good, some of them are positive. But some of them, it seems like you're jaded. It seems kind of like you're bitter, you're stubborn, everybody's stubborn. Sometimes it feels like you're a little bit distrustful or a little bit disdainful. Sometimes we sit here and we mope and it just seems like we're so miserable. And I know it's harsh to say and it's maybe unfair to compare, but none of you have ever lost everything all in one instant. And it's never been so disastrous that I feel like this could be the outcome of that. And when I say that, I mean everything. I mean everything you have hold dear, everything you are is just gone. That's not happened. So I just don't know where these, sometimes it feels like innate abilities to be apathetic come from. And honestly, sometimes I see the way you turn on people, regardless of who they are or what they've done to you. I don't know what's worse, that or just how far you'll go to punish someone who's wronged you based on maybe a moral compass of your own sense of justice. I don't know. He's kind of like stirring his stew and like lifting the spoon out every once in a while and just like watching it drip down. I mean, honestly, if I weren't so sure of myself and who I am and where I'm coming from with everything, I would imagine leaving for a year like I did would put me on some of your burner lists, your back burners, what have you. But I know that's not who you are. And I'm not saying that I think that we should rally to save or fix or help or heal or cure Vaster, Gila, Gazania, or Salmex. But I feel for the people that they were. Because I understand that they could have easily just been me. Any of what they went through, I could have gone through. I did go through some of what they went through, but the martyrs found me. Instead of someone bad. And it's not like I don't feel for the things that they've taken from you or the things that you've lost because of their influence. But the bird has taken more from me than they could ever dream of taking. And I still come here and I look everybody in the eyes, and I still trust the people who deserve it. The people who deserve my confidence and my love and my compassion. Because if you want to compare that chain of loss, I'll win. And I've met people I've considered to be heroes, and I've met people I've considered to be villains. In the Berg, out of the Berg. And sometimes you don't really act like the former. I'm not saying that you're evil, but there's only so much of the fuck everyone else but us that a man can see and take before he calls it what he feels like it is. Heartless and kind of shameful. And being a hero is something simple. You don't live to be one. You don't call yourself a hero. You don't do any of these things. You simply do the right thing. And if someone acknowledges you as a hero, you just say, thank you. Or you say, I'm not a hero. I just know the right thing to do. And then you move on. And I know what the right thing to do is, just like I hope all of you do. And I know you know what to do. And I will do it. Regardless of that cost to myself, without a second thought, without being asked. Not just because I happen to know what's going on. Not because anything superficial or circumstantial, but because I know what needs to be done. I understand the severity of the danger. This is a problem for Zabraria, for all of us, for you, for me, for Braz, for Tor, Iessa, everybody I know, everybody you know. No one outside of Zabraria is going to come save this place. And without the people that you know, and I know, who know what's going on, that have the desire to do that right thing, this place just might never survive. But we all have to have that sheer desire to do that right thing. Even if we do manage to beat them, if we in this room, representing the wilds, the Berg, and even the Grove, if we can't get along, be friends, come to understandings, and truly work together, Zabraria might just be better off being a farm. And I don't want that. You don't want that. I've lost too much in my life to lose my autonomy to some stupid threat like this. It's just not going to happen for me. We have too many enemies to make enemies of our friends. You need to feel compassion for your friends, appreciate them, be nicer to them when they try, even if they fail. Also, if they've never failed before, give them some credit. Also, if they ask you to trust them, trust them. If they fail, realize that we all do. You do, I do, they do, everybody fails. And I think the people who trust you are only so quick to point these things out in retaliation. Disagreeing with people is one thing, but sometimes it feels like the way that we disagree is just indescribable. And I'm not saying this because I'm better than you or I think I'm better than you. I'm not. I'm just asking that we give everyone respect because gods know they've earned it. Own when you make mistakes because we're all making them. And mistakes as high as they are, can't really afford to sit here and cry every time someone makes one, or yell at them, or complain, or cry every time we make one. We just have to do it. But with that, we need to be better friends, better allies, better siblings, better neighbors. Because when we finish this fight, the problem still lives here. They've already told us, Aster told us, this is just a farm they're tending. 300 years of tending this farm, regardless of how corrupt and horrible, they gave it stable foundation to keep moving forward. Their goal isn't to destroy Zabraria, but when you think about it, ours is. Every step we take against them, that foundation rightfully cracks. And if we can't work together, here and afterwards, Zabraria can never hope to have stability without them. That vision showed us, if not just me, that the root of the problem is in the Burg. And Aster already said that their biggest strength is preying on that mortal folly and pitting us against each other. The Rousseaus had their own autonomy to hurt people. For as long as they did, the entire religion of the Burg is based off of Berengar Bart fucking destroying a peaceful utopia in the wilds because they didn't want to pray. That's what it boils down to. And Terrence, I know that Gazania killed your dad. And if I could fix any of that, change any of that, replace any of that, I would in a heartbeat because you don't deserve that. None of you who have had things taken from you by the beasts, by Aster, Gazania, Gila, or Salmex, deserved any of that. But he was a garrison troop with the Volgarden, and they had taken things from me far before the beast ever even turned its head on us alone. Might have just been a job, I understand that. But those are also innocent people. And that's just some of it. If Arathia is or isn't this new mother, that bitch makes choices for her own, no one is making them for her. These conflicts existed before influence, and will continue to exist after if we don't change something. Yes, we need to stop them. They are the first step, but it's far from over after that. I know that it's not fun to not be able to point at a villain single-handedly and say, you are evil. But the vision showed me that circumstance is this villain. If none of this happened the way that it did, we wouldn't be here the way that we are right now. We all deserve better. Hurt people are hurting people. And maybe some are lost to convincing otherwise. But we just have to feel something, for God's sake. You can either hear what I say and think about it, or you can move on with your own petty problems. But don't get in the way of the people who are actually resolved to make things better for others' sake. It's too heavy to carry these heavy weights. And you're not getting any farther resting on the backs of anyone else's work. I know there's no intention in following me if I leave right now. But sit with what I've said. Maybe talk about it with each other. Then, if anything rings true, I ask that you don't try to find me. I'll be back in the morning. Because we have a diamond to find, enemies to defeat, a home to save, and dogs to kill. And then he's going to just start to get up and turn towards the doorway. And just one last simple thing. Be fucking nicer to Dogma. Put your faith in him. He's trying to help. Just like all our other allies that are constantly getting yelled at, life doesn't just give you family to only appreciate them when they're gone. Good night, guys. And he's just going to close the door after Cinnamon.
going off of that, if Finley would be okay with it, Shay would want to kind of shadow step and kind of cut him off before he gets to the front door, just to give him and Cinnamon just like a big hug.
Yeah. He'll just kind of like hug you back and be like, I know you could hide in my big, big shadow, but I am being serious when I say, just stay with what I've said.
I'm not coming here to stop you.
He's going to hug you tighter. He's going to go, I love y'all. I'm just frustrated. So, I need to go breathe some air.
See you in the morning, Finley.
I'll see you in the morning. And then he'll just kind of like look at the front door and just kind of open it and be like, all right, I'll see you in the morning. And he's going to just like walk away. And then he's going to go, Dogma, Yelena, Hal, I'm out front if y'all want to walk.
Yeah, they'll probably go with you. But
She just wanted to zip over there. She'll pop out of the shadows and come back in.
I think Terrence just like leans back in his chair and just like is like looking like up, you know, when you try to like remember this answer on a test and you're like looking at the ceiling. I think he's just like sitting. He is sitting with it. He's like kind of like going over like everything that Finley said in his head, trying to think of what to say out loud.
Wash is gonna finish his stew, get up, rinse out the bowl, then I'm going to bed. Good night.
All right.
Good night.
You guys okay? I'll say before Wash leaves fully.
Yep.
Okay. What about you guys?
I'll be okay in the morning, I think. And she's also gonna get up and, like, she hasn't really eaten much, and then she's gonna go sit on the roof for a little bit, and then eventually, like, climb down into her hammock and just kind of curl up and go to sleep.
Terrence looks at the other two, like...
I don't think a lot of that was very fair of him to say. So he kind of lost me. I don't know. He wasn't there with us for a lot of this, so it feels like a lot. And I didn't enjoy it, but I mean, I guess there were some things that are maybe true, but...
Well, I thought he and I were good friends, so it makes me sad that he still doesn't feel like a part of the team. Even though I understand that why that might be, at least I thought he knew that he and I were a team and friends, and that I would be here for him, so it makes me sad that he doesn't feel that way anymore.
I don't think he doesn't. I think it's... like, I don't think what he said meant that you guys weren't friends. Or he didn't feel that way. I think there's just more of a camaraderie that he wants. Which I understand.
Understandable. We all seem to have our own things that we've been trying to do for quite some time. I'm used to sort of adapting to each team and doing my own thing while helping teams in general, and I don't think everyone is used to that. It seems everyone's been a bit individual for most of their lives.
And I feel like we've all been scorned at some point by someone we've trusted. And that does damage to your psyche, I think. So I think we are a little closed off at times, which I think makes sense, because, like I said, we've all been scorned by someone we've trusted at least at one point in our lives.
We've all been hurt. We've all lost. We all grieve in our own ways. And I think we all want to think that ours is the worst, because we're the ones that went through it.
It's the worst to each individual. But I think I try to keep things positive, you know. I like to joke, I like to get people to laugh, and keep things on a brighter note. And I will always continue to do that. I'm always gonna do that.
That's just who you are.
I hope that even though what he said was, like, if it hurt, if it felt away, I think that putting that all on the table can bring us closer together at the end. And I think we can all work with it. Maybe we can all keep up spirits, too. Because I do get what he said about the, like, I didn't even think about what we have to do after, if we do kill the fucking devils and everything. I didn't even think about what we have to do after that. If they are, like, puppeting this city, like, what do we do after that to make sure it doesn't just crumble? I didn't think about that. So, puts it into perspective.
Yeah, I also didn't like that he said we're destroying Zabraria.
I mean, in a way, we're destroying what Zabraria was. And we need to be... So we are destroying Zabraria, right? Like, we're destroying the bad Zabraria that is currently happening, but we need to help it move into a new Zabraria that's more positive, that is not run by people just keeping it alive for the sake of the farm. it needs to be kept alive for the sake of the people who live here.
I still don't think that's us destroying Zabrari. I think we're trying to remove corruption.
Braz is here, by the way, because you guys never tell him to go away. So I think Braz will chime in and be like, well, if you take a kitchen that doesn't work well together and you want to replace it with a new staff, you're destroying that old staff. It is no longer the same kitchen.
It's more conceptual.
I'm not saying it's the same Zabraria.
But then then you are destroying Zabraria. You're destroying Zabraria as everyone's known it.
It's more of a conceptual thing.
The little that I've heard from this conversation, if these people have been around for 300 years, none of us have known Zabraria before then. So then in a way, you are destroying Zabraria. And this city is shit. The government is shit. The religion is shit. You can't have the same Zabraria if you're getting rid of all of that.
If, destroying is the word that you don't like, it's more of like a rebrand, I guess. It's like...
He said that, what did he say? That thing about these bad guys' goal isn't to destroy Zabraria, because they're keeping it how they have it for whatever they're doing. What, farm?
Because this is their Zabraria, yes.
Yeah,
don't worry about it, Brad.
Yeah, he's but if their goal isn't to destroy it, then that means the opposite is, because the one thing that I've learned anything in my lowly life as a half-orc in the city cooking for people. It kind of does
I'm just
a hard cut to his adventure life where he's just covered.
There is always going to be a balance of stasis and change. And it sounds like, for adventurers I've known from taverns I've worked in, there has been times when they have gone after things that are changing and, burning down a village, goblins running amok, whatever. That is the change. They're going in to stop the change to keep it stasis. There's other times when there is stasis and the adventurers are the change. It sounds like this is the case. He kind of just throws up his hands and then goes back down to it's oh shit, I gotta put this away somewhere at Codex's bowl, and then just walks away.
I have a lot of feelings about this, so I could probably go on all night. But one of my other biggest gripes about this is that he thinks it's a problem that we're jaded. But how would I not be jaded at this point?
Yeah, like I said, we've all been...
You probably also hear a knock, knock, knock on the stone. As Ezra pops his head in, he was like, I've been waiting to come in for dinner, and...
Oh, I thought... Sorry.
No, it's okay. I heard everything. My sister was jaded. It got me killed. It got herself killed.
Her being jaded got you killed and her killed?
So you obviously didn't know her?
I think I did.
Then you would know that her being jaded got me killed. What do you know about my sister?
Well, I think she made a horrible decision when she was younger and got you killed. I don't think she was jaded yet.
She was.
She was stupid.
She was a person who tried to play by Seraphima's game, and then when she couldn't do it anymore and got thrown, or she escaping her own death and just getting bitter about Seraphima when the rest of us were saying, you can stop being bitter about Seraphima and move on, she couldn't let it go. And then when she didn't let it go because she was so jaded about not defeating Seraphima, she convinced my youngest sibling and myself, well, I went because my youngest sibling went, to go somewhere where we died. So yes, I would say her jaded ability not to accept things and move on got me killed. Yes.
Okay, so you just want me to move on from everything?
I think there's always a positive outlook you can have on things, because otherwise, why are you being a fated fate? If you guys are supposed to be heroes, and he looks at all three of you, I know you guys are wrong, but if you guys are supposed to be heroes, whatever the term is supposed to be, I wouldn't trust the fated fates to save my ass. And I think I kind of already know, because you told Ezra everything, right, Terrence?
Yeah.
You already didn't want to wish me back.
Yeah, why would I want to wish you back? I don't know you.
Because that's what heroes do. You don't have to know somebody to help somebody, Issa. If you do, then you shouldn't be a hero.
This is the second time in 48 hours I'm getting a lecture about being a hero.
So you knew my sister so well, and you knew about her siblings and all of that and everything of her story, that you wouldn't want to wish her brother back, who she wanted to bring back, just because you didn't know me.
Well, Wash gave her the diamond and she refused to make the wish herself. If she can't do it herself, then why would I do it?
Why is it in your place at all to say something about my life and what my life means? And if you don't know me, I don't deserve to come back. You said you didn't know me, so why would you wish me back?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
He's gonna go over and grab the bowl from Braz before Braz puts it away. What I'll say is that you're no fucking friend or ally of mine. And then he's gonna pick up the bowl and walk away.
Issa says, okay, and then shrugs and looks back. Maybe tomorrow we can have a vote. If no one feels like I'm here, I'll just leave.
That's not it, Issa. I think I need some time. He's gonna get up and, he's gonna go find Ezra.
Shay, Issa?
Shay, how are you? We can just...
I'm going to go get some air. Message me if you need anything.
Is there anybody you want to try to find, Shay? Are you trying to find them, or...?
She's gonna, about an hour, just kind of cruising around the rooftops and the shadows, and just at some point, if she's gonna be kind of going in the general direction that she figured Finley and everyone went, but she's not gonna catch up to them.
Gotcha. Okay. You okay, Finley? Says Yolana.
By this point, I've been walking. He's probably told them everything that he said.
Okay, now I know. I have the context now.
Some of the things I said definitely struck some nerves, I think.
Said more than I could have ever said. Says Dogma.
Do you think I said anything I shouldn't have said? Any of you? All of you?
No, Hal's kind of chimes in. I kind of see the bits you were saying. As someone who's been directly affected by it, he had killed my father. So, kind of similar to, it sounds like Kazonia killed Terrence's father. What is it with fathers? When you're, the bit about comparing the whatever, are you saying that because, why are you saying that?
It's less of the boohoo I had it worse and more of the, are we going to be weighed down by that? By loss.
Like a moving forward thing, says Yolana.
Right, it's fine to go through it. It's fine to feel it. It's fine to let it all out. It's fine to explode. But if you stop yourself from doing those things by sitting in the grief and not letting yourself move forward, you're just going to rot from the inside. If you go numb, if you let these things take the forefront and you don't take your steps forward, it'll kill you eventually.
Yolana probably puts a hand on your back.
So I don't.
Listen, as someone who has been the direct line many a times of being confronted very aggressively, starting with Connie and then onwards, it makes sense that you want to say what you want to say and get out of there. So, I have been on more than one occasion. So I get it, I think, but also I don't have any strong feelings about the Fated Fates, other than Codex. She's my sister. Those are the feelings.
She's what?
Listen, you take your night off. We're going with you. We're just trying to find... we're going to go back to Yelena's house and probably just prepare there for the night. Yelena's like, of course you can stay if you'd want to. We're just going to be preparing for going to the Grove tomorrow or within the coming days. But, maybe probably best to, I think, just, move forward from the conversation you had.
Right.
All right. So... the next morning, whoever wants to start, feel free to jump out. But with that, the table's yours.
Finley is at the dining room table in the same spot that he was in last night, eating cold stew.
Shay's sitting on the counter.
I think Terrence comes into the kitchen. He's gonna look at Finley and as he's walking past the dining room, the table to go get something to eat. He's gonna put a hand on your shoulder and just be like, "We cool?"
Finley's gonna put his hand on your hand on his shoulder and just be like, "Morning, Terrence. Yeah, we good?
Yeah.
You good?
Absolutely. If I may say 3 things, I think 3 things.
What if I only give you 2? I'm just kidding.
Then
Say all 3.
I can make it work. 1, I'm sorry you don't feel welcome. I want you to feel welcome. And I like to think of us as friends. So I hope that we can continue to do so.
Right. I don't really necessarily feel not welcome. And I do think we're friends. I think you're a great person.
Thanks. 2, I thank you for bringing everything up. I think that it genuinely just felt good to say everything. It felt like it needed to be said. We don't like letting things stew, right? So, yeah.
As you're looking at the stew. Brass is like, what the fuck?
And 3, I agree. For the most part. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. I mean, if you ask really anybody, they'll tell you that I take a lot of things in stride and I don't like to bring things up. But I feel like I've been doing myself a disservice by staying quiet about things that bother me. And I'm appreciative that we agree, but even if you didn't agree with me, that would have been your choice, and I would have accepted anything you brought to me. as long as you bring it to me.
Yeah. I was saying after you left, I didn't even really think about what to do afterwards. So I'm glad you brought that up, because I think that's not something we really... Like, we are all so gung-ho with the plan and, like, everything we need to do, but then what next? So it's a good thing to think about.
Yeah, and...
How to carry our momentum, so to speak.
But if it gives you any peace of mind or any ease, anything that you ever think about or feel, you're always welcome to bring to me. I think you're a great person. I think you always do your best. And you're honest when it matters.
Terrence smiles, like, genuinely, like, thank you, Finley. I'm getting your accent. I'm taking it from you. I'll come to you if I need it.
All right.
So, is the plan, are we going to Merkside today? Is that what we're doing today?
So I think once everyone else is here, I think we could decide if we want to do it today, if we want to prepare a little bit more. I know that Dogma, Yelena, and Howl are doing a little bit of prepping before they go to the Grove.
Well, I think their travels to the Grove might be a little bit quicker and a little bit easier than ours, because we're going to have to traverse past the blacklights, so that's not going to be super fun. So I think slow and steady through that area is probably the best way to make our way through.
Wash is gonna go knock on Codex's door before going downstairs.
Gotcha.
She doesn't answer because she is currently coming in the front door from a very long run in the morning because she didn't go to sleep.
I was coming to check on you.
Okay. Here I am. She, like, pulls her arms out, like, ta-da!
You doing alright?
Well, no. But I didn't sleep, but it's probably fine. And I feel, and she, like, gives this, like, big shrug, and she's just kind of, like, holds her arms out at her sides, and she's like, but it's fine. I think I was doing a lot of thinking and a lot of throwing stuff off the roof. We should probably get shingles put back on at some point. I feel like Gillespie is going to be a little pissed at me because this is the second time that I've broken the roof a little bit. Are you good?
I'm normal. Why didn't you sleep?
She is, like, laughing and, like, she just seems very tired. And she's like, well, everything that was said last night, and then also, I don't know, I feel like the dance and whatever, at the gala when I got stabbed and all that shit that happened there made everything feel a little too real, because I think up until this point, I have just been assuming that I would be okay and, like, I would be able to help people and save them and do whatever and not die, because it hasn't happened yet, which, like, I know isn't true for everybody, so, like, it feels weird to say that to you of all people, but so, like, it hasn't sunk in, and now it has, that there's something out there that is probably going to consume me, and that's crazy. And it's I don't know, I'm fucking scared of everything, and also the next thing that we do is gonna be scary, and the thing after that is gonna be scary, and then there's potential that I get eaten by fucking that guy of all people, which, like, that's probably not gonna be pleasant. And then, like, what happens when I get eaten? Do I just explode? Do I die? You said that you were alone, but you weren't alive, but you weren't dead, and you were alone.
Wash is going to give you a big hug, but, like, kind of gentle. I love you, you know.
Yep.
It's gonna be fine.
Her face is just smashed into his chest, and so her ears are just in your fucking face. And when you start talking, they, like, swivel away because it's kind of loud. And she just kind of, like, nods, and it's just her moving her face in your chest. She's like, I love you too. I know it's gonna be fine. I'm just so fucking scared and sweaty. Thank you, and I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Now that everyone is here, I have gathered you all here for a very important reason. As for
said
the plan,
some words multiple times that are very unnerving about the place we're going.
It's dark and squishy.
it is dark.
You should wear shoes.
We should discuss the plans for today, because as I was saying, well, Finley mentioned that Dogma, Yelena, and Howl are going to the Grove, right? And they're leaving in a couple days, but that trek is going to be much easier for them because they're just going through the Burg. It's not going to be that difficult. They've been to the Grove several times, and they can also teleport, I guess. So, cool. We have to traverse past the black lights, and that might take a little bit longer, especially if we want to be careful and make sure that, like, nothing horrible, dirty, disturbing, creepy,
Right. Squishy. Yep.
squishy, violent, anything like that happens while we're down there. We might just need to give ourselves some extra time. So I think it's probably best if we leave sooner rather than later, but I pose this to the table.
I too think we should leave soon. I'm curious if Fiara, Casimir, and Balthazar want us to wait for them, though, or if they would like to somehow meet us there.
I think they're probably busy with their own things right now.
Well, they still have to get...
They're like in the middle of trying to get the diamond at the Russet Waste. They're in the Russet Waste.
Okay, so they're gonna take their time. I just think that it's better to make our way sooner rather than later. Even if we just go to Merkside and maybe, like, camp out there for a second, we don't have to go right into the black lights. But even if we just start making our way to the place we need to be, just because I think the horrors that await us are probably going to be a tricky journey.
Honestly, I think that's a better idea, because if we camp out in the Merkside, the chances of Verano hearing that we're around are probably better, which means he might come to us.
Well, we have to go to the doghouse.
Why would we want that?
Well, we could deal with them faster then, and then we would be in our home base, which is our rudimentary camp, instead of his home base, which is whatever the fuck he's doing.
This is true.
Verano has lair actions.
He has lair actions. He can summon wolves.
I don't think he would come to us, but...
I don't know. Maybe he can smell you when you get down there.
Well, I mean, you guys didn't kill him though, right?
No, we did not.
Well, there's a chance that I killed him by proxy.
We'll put it to a simple vote. We either rest here now today and leave tomorrow, or we get ready now, leave for Merkside, rest there, continue the journey tomorrow from there.
I agree with Finley. I think we should gather everything we can here, make sure we are properly prepped to go down there, speak with all of our friends down there, gather information, see if anyone has heard anything about past the black lights. We can speak to everyone and gather every ounce of information we can before resting and then continuing on tomorrow.
I like this plan.
Can I tap my Darien ring and just be like, hey, we are going past the black lights soon?
When you say that, Darian's just gonna be like, thank you for the update.
Are you not down with this plan? You just seemed hesitant about it, and I don't...
Do you think Darian would know where Verano is?
Do you want me to ask?
Darian, do you...
Oh my gosh, I have so much to do. What do you want?
Do you know, by chance, where Verano is?
Do I know where Verano is?
Yeah.
Not in the echo chamber, I'll tell you that.
Do you maybe, like, any intel as to, like, which pocket he might be nearest to? Because we heard he's, like, kind of in the middle, but, like, maybe...
Well, where do you think the connection that Verano has with the villains or whatever lies?
12.
The 12th?
Yeah.
Maybe the 12th. What I know is that the hardest pockets to get into are the 11th and the 8th.
So it's probably the 8th, huh?
If I had to guess, yes, considering the 11th is where the needles are, and the needles would never be within any sort of distance near fucking Verano. They hated him. That would be probably a good guess. Though good luck getting into Father's Den. That's the name of the pocket.
Yeah, what goes... like...
I'll just say, every other place, if you somehow accidentally speak about the pocket outside of that pocket, you know, to your fingers or your mouth or your nose, whatever, yeah, they scalp you dead. So, that's Father's Den.
Great.
Very lovely tavern it's connected to above. It's called the ICL Tavern in the 8th.
Okay, thanks. We'll probably go to the 8th. Then, do you guys want to get dinner with my parents? You've never been to my house. Oh my god.
I'm kind of confused why we'd be going to have dinner with your parents first.
Well, I mean, we
Yeah.
have to get to Merkside, and we can have lunch. I mean, it is 9 a.m., so I feel like we
They're
could
in the
probably do like a quick lunch, and then my dad probably knows where the tavern is, and then we could...
Oh, your dad definitely does not know where that tavern is.
Why do people that live in the 8th not know where the tavern
Because
is?
it's for, like, shady people for, like, the pocket, but this is the most cut down. The religious people in Volgard will, like, crack down on people, so the ICL Tavern is, like, a hidden fucking tavern. He's a fucking priest. There's no way he would know.
Priest drink all that. As someone who went to a Catholic school, and I know some
Well,
people
no,
also do.
I understand that, but, like, they're not going to have an undercity criminal pour...
Your dad is also like the cops a little
Yeah,
bit.
like, they're not... No, there's no way.
I was just throwing out the idea of eating a meal with them. We can just teleport to my house, and then we can go from there.
I do want to point out that now that we'd be going to a different pocket, if we get in first off, might be more difficult to find a place to rest.
And also, usually we need someone to vouch for us to get in. We don't have anybody.
We couldn't just like go to the 11th to hang out with your peeps, and she points at Shay, and then like zorp over to the 8th the next day.
I could also get us into the 7th. I'm familiar with that pocket, and it's closer to the 8th.
So no.
Have you ever been to the 8th? The Father's Den or whatever?
I haven't been to the 8th, no.
Do you not think you could maybe like, Ezra like gets like a little nervous, he blushes like schmooze your way? Like,
We could easily try. I do think that our connections in the 7th would be able to help us meet someone in the 8th, since they are so proximal.
And if Shay can't get us in, I can, because I got us into the back room at the casino. I'm pretty smooth at getting into places I'm not supposed to be.
How feasible is it that you would potentially have a connection in the 7th that could get us into the pocket at the 8th?
It's possible.
I could always ask some of the martyrs, because we help people that are taken from the wilds and are displaced or taken into the burg. I could see if someone has a way in.
So the fastest way I'm hearing to get down into the bottom side of the egg is to go to Issa's parents' place and then just, like, leave, right?
That would be the closest to get to the tavern.
Okay, let me cook. And she's gonna, like, get up and, like...
oh yeah!
She's just got, like, full miss, and she's, like, already looking for... She's pulling out the black lipstick from her belt, and she's like, alright, I got this. And she just starts drawing on the floor, and...
Everybody get your shit now.
So, as Codex finishes it up and you guys all like run to get into the middle as it all happens, kind of like envelops you in like this like almost like pink tornado that then just kind of makes you all kind of disappear as you guys boom, into the city streets of the 8th outside this very long gilded gate of this large, almost like pristine, polished stone keep. It is huge. It has 3 spires on it, and it looks like it has a couple servants outside as well as 2 Volgarde posted outside this gilded gate. It looks very fancy. Off in the distance, probably about 2,000 to 3,000 feet, you see this large building that looks like this like massive super cathedral. Yeah, so you see that off in the distance as you guys land in the 8th precinct of the burg. In front of the Ballador house, which you can see on 2 of the white pillars that like kind of connect the gilded gate, you do see Ballador, like on. So, there you go.
This is ugly.
You've really been slumming it.
Yeah.
Why don't we just peruse the 8th and look for the tavern?
Agreed.
So are we just we could just walk around the 8th and Shay, let us know if you see anything. We can also just keep our eyes peeled for the tavern that we're looking for. It's supposed to be like hidden, probably unlabeled.
Okay. All right, Shay, roll an investigation check at advantage. This is just for time to find, not like, of course you'll see it when you see it.
I got 24.
Noted, thank you. As you guys are walking, probably takes about like an hour or 2 to get closer to the south, where like the main batch of like cathedrals and like the Whitethorns are not too far from here. The guild, one of the Septim's guilds, is not too far from here. But as you walk south more, like once you get out of where all the churches are, that's where like things I don't want to say become dingy, but they become more like relatable housing, relatable places. It's not like the church and
Less
all of this.
opulent.
Yeah, it's less opulent, exactly. In a weird way, where the like that whole area of like Church Magnificat is, it's like looks richer than the Silent District. And you guys all know the Silent District is a pretty rich place for like arts and such. But like everything in like this like Temple Magnificat area is like unreal. It's like unreal how opulent, rich, expensive, like pious.
This place is unreal. Looking around.
Yeah, it's different than the 3rd.
That is for sure.
Nothing but the best for the believers.
But when you get to what looks like this kind of like nice marketplace, it literally is this like it's almost like so fucking obvious, but when you see it, but Shay, you'll see there is like this posted sign in a place where there's like a bit more congregated buildings all together, and it doesn't look like dingy, but it's just like they're a bit more together. There's like little alleyways and hideways. You will see in Thieves' Cant it says "Where the sun don't shine marketplace," but you kind of see it looks like this regular kind of like it just looks like an alleyway. It looks empty. Nobody's in there from what you see, but it looks like a bunch of houses and streamlined together and congregated in there. But you'll see that kind of hanging post sign in Thieves' Cant that's very small, but you like pick it up. like Shay, you probably stop dead in your tracks and be like, I can read that. No, you guys are probably still like kind of walking by, and Shay's halt is probably what catches you guys like, Shay, like, what you looking at?
Just kind of nod towards the sign.
Shay, I can't read whatever that says.
You don't need to. Follow me.
As you guys follow Shay, you'll watch as Shay and Finley will like cross the threshold of like main road and this alleyway. And the moment they like cross that threshold of where the buildings are that start this alleyway, they disappear.
Cool. Terrence is gonna follow.
Well, that's probably it, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna skip on through.
All right. So as you guys all kind of do the same thing, you watch as like it's the same outline of these buildings that you saw before, and like the light that covers the light that's coming through from the day into this alleyway. As you watch like everything around it change, it's still the same buildings, but now you see like really ornate and like mystical, like tapestries being hung, being sold by somebody kind of like standing on the street, and like just all different cast and color of people around. There's like sometimes it looks like some people might be sleeping there on the street. Or on the alleyway. There's like signposts for buildings that before you just saw the doors and like the stoop up there, but you never saw like there was a sign, but it looks like there's light coming out of it. And there seems to be also what seems to be like some type of cover that is covering the light of the sky. So it's like a bit darker once you walk in, almost like it's like a forced perspective of nighttime with lit by sconces. But it's like this whole different switch of a vibe as you guys walk into where the sun don't shine alley.
Do I hear I'm coming out start to play?
Oh. I didn't even think about bringing Tullis into this campaign.
I just love him.
Would he be here?
This is so Tullis core though. I was like,
are we sold on getting down into Merkside this session? Because if not, I'll do it. But if it if we're fine, like we won't get into Merkside until next session, that's fine with me. But
I'm fine with that if it means that this chaos can happen.
You know what, Vic, just roll a d20. Why not?
Okay. I got a 12.
12. Okay, so odds or evens for me?
Evens.
Odds.
Listen to me.
I'm listening to you because you said it first. I got an extra 20. So as you guys are walking through, it just looks like it looks like there's crazy shit here, like shops that probably like make all your eyes kind of like oogle and ogle. Like, oh my god, I want to go in that place, and I want to go in that place, I want to go in that place.
Guys,
like,
we should go there.
Yeah,
It's loud.
Yeah. But as you are walking past one building that looks like the most normal building that you've seen ever before, like out of all of these buildings that kind of like, it's because the basic, I don't know if this is making sense, but they look like the same buildings. It just looks like when you walk here, the illusory image falls, and now they have like posters outside and like flags outside and tapestries and like cool adornments and
waving inflatable arms,
right, like plants and like vines and growth and all this cool stuff. But one looks exactly the same. Like one just looks like it's just like another row home in this alley. But as you walk by, you slowly start to hear like this little bass line to start play as you walk by, and then if you guys fully walk past, the music will stop, and then you'll like walk back and you'll hear it again, and then you'll walk out and it's gone, and then you'll walk back and you'll hear it again.
Do you guys hear that funky ass bass line?
Yeah, I do. I want to go there.
It's kind of that thing probably where you're like, when you're walking by it, you're like, whatever, it's normal. And the moment you like pass it, you're like, did that just change? Like, as it has like this red, blue, green tapestries that fall that just have these big T's on them. And then, or like double T's. And then you see the door change from like a regular gray door to like this like bright red ornate door. Still can't see inside from the windows. They are like barred up, but it does look like if they have like inside, what are those called? Like, shutters. The inside shutters, you can see like a slip of like lights peering through that kind of like start to oogle and ogle and change.
I want to go to there.
So, you guys go up to the door, and there's just like there's a pause between the two of you as you both reach for the handle, and there's just kind of like this excitement, this worry, this mystery that kind of just envelops you as you both kind of like reach together to hit the door and open it. As you walk into the most wonderful sight you've ever seen of your entire life, as it looks like wall-to-wall people are just dancing, people are drinking, there's drugs going on, the lights are literally going fucking crazy.
Terrence, people are doing drugs to each other here.
I love it here.
It's like flashing lights, everything's changing. It is almost kind of like this like fantasy rave. It's all magical. It's not like the bioluminescent anything. It's all magic. There are walls. So when you walk in, it's like all these people wall to wall, but the walls on the left and right are these shelves full of magical items just across the board. There is this cheeky little sign that just says like No stealing. With all these people kind of dancing, like, it's like, I can't even explain all the crazy people. If anybody says I just want to grab someone random, I'll describe you a random person. But at the other edge of this building, you do see this large counter that is very much raised, very high, and you see a couple figures behind the counter. You see on the left, he looks like a bipedal, basically this tiny feline folk that has like these gold parachute pants with like, it's like purple trimmings, and he's kind of just flipping a coin. He does have a collar on. The best way I can describe what he looks like, he looks almost kind of like Korin from Dragon Ball Z, but blue. He's like the guy who gives you the sensu beans. His name is Grombo.
That's my fucking boy.
Codex is like elbowing Terrence, and she's like, "Do you see that fucking cat?"
This is so great. I want to stay here forever. What if we just ignore the rest of our problems and we just stay in this room forever?
I could be convinced. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You see one woman, she has blonde hair. She's wearing kind of like this like fur coat. She has gold necklaces, and like one eye is gold and one eye is green. And she's just kind of like standing and tending to people, giving them drinks, and then like, you know, just kind of like mingling above on this counter. And then in the direct middle, you see this very tall Eladrin man. He has long, flowing golden hair. He has like the brightest smile, paler skin. He's wearing this long gold jacket with kind of like this green tunic underneath, and he's wearing kind of almost like this green merchant cap as you... He kind of is just like looking and scanning around the room and just says, "We have new visitors to Tullistan's magical emporium. Welcome them." And you watch as everyone goes, "Woo!" looking at everybody else. And they are drunk and fucking faded as shit. But
we are too.
But yeah. So welcome to Tullistan's Magical Emporium. It is body-to-body people, so if you want to try to get to that counter, you're going to have to walk your way there.
Shay's very excited.
You watch as this man, who you assume must be Tullus, kind of goes, please part the way for my new guest. Come on in. I know who you 6'6" dog, cat, come. And you kind of watch as like people like kind of like separate, and you just feel like almost like a move, one of like the moving walkways in airports, kind of like as you guys kind of up to the counter, and you have to like kind of like look up at the three of those people up there like this to kind of like see them. But he's like, "Hello, hi."
How tall is the counter?
Hi.
It's tall. It's like, it's probably about 7 feet. So you're like,
I'm just like,
don't you remember the picture I drew?
"Hello, cuties. What are we doing here? I think I've seen you all on the monitors that I have around the city. You must be the Fated Fates, yes?"
Yes,
Yes, we are.
yeah, hi.
Great!
And you are?
My name is Tullistan. This is my emporium. To my left is my good friend Grombo, and Grombo just the cat kind of goes, "Hey." And then to my right is my daughter Thala, my late husband's beautiful gift to me, and to me to myself. And she's like, "Dad, I don't want to hear whatever you're about to say." "So, cuties, what can I help you with? Are we looking for drugs, fun, sex?"
Yes, all of the above.
Also magical items. So my whole thing with the magical items is if you do touch them, you will be disintegrated. I did not put that in place. My daughter did. You can thank her. But usually that's just a kind of like no words asked, no meanings needed trade system. You put something down, you can take something off. But then, of course, that thing that's put up is then replaced there.
Okay.
Oh, if you'd like to see anything else that I might have, or if you have any... Usually I'm not usually the person who's like, I have this in the back. I kind of see what my clientele more like, and if they say something, then I kind of offer up kind of a tradesy-wadesies. I'm looking at you, big guy, kind of looking over at Wash.
I knew he would love you.
Codex looks over at Wash like, "Ooh."
But don't worry, ladies. Oh my god, I didn't even... He was like, even though Finley's probably right there, he's like, "Oh, sir." But I was just going to say, I'm very flexible in the bed, so I can talk to anybody here about any type of favor. And it doesn't always have to be sexual. It can always just be something else. I'm always here for a trade and a good time. Isn't that right, everybody? And people are like, yeah!
So wait, the trade can also be like an experience?
Depends on the experience, but sure, yeah. You know, I betted many of Rogue Khan back in the day.
Impressive.
Yes. This was. I've also betted Impactor Maga. I've also betted the Severed Blades, a group called Godavi.
So you have some good heroes, don't you?
Oh, I know every hero, and I'm everyone else's hero. Isn't that right, everyone? And everyone's like, "Yeah, we love you, Tullus, let me have your children."
Right.
Not today.
Thala's like, "Dad, please, just leave it be. I'm just trying to have a good time. There was a time that I thought I was dead for a bit, but I'm not.
Oh my god, people have had that too with us.
Oh, that's wonderful. You just realized you weren't just because your husband died, you were fine?
No.
No.
Very super different.
Well, how am I supposed to relate to you if you can't relate to me?
But I can...
I'm just kidding. I can relate to you in any way you like. I like your pink hair. And you watch him kind of do like this, and he has like the pink that kind of comes up on his blonde hair.
That's cool. Mine's genetic, I think.
Mine's also technically genetic if you count magic as genetic.
I do, because I'm magic.
I do.
Like you two already, I love people who yes me up. I also just like people. I'm not really partial. I don't usually get angry.
Can I
It's not my style.
Can I ask a question?
You just did.
Okay. Can I ask a second? Well, can I ask two more questions?
You can ask as many questions as you'd like, sweetheart. Would you like a drink, any of you? You all look quite
Yes, please.
Absolutely.
Thirsty. You all look very thirsty. What are we all feeling? Someone just say one thing and I'll give you all the same.
House cocktail.
Cocktail. Like cocktail. That's fun. Okay. Do we have a house cocktail? And Grandma's like, yeah, we have, I put magic berries in this one. You kind of like rub your eyes. I'm a little tired. I had a lot of drugs last night. No sherbs.
Do you want to sleep? I could bartend.
No. I like to be up. If
Me
you know
too.
what I mean.
I don't.
I do know what you mean.
You and I
Wait.
get what
Yeah.
Grombo looks at Codex, who's like, I also get it. Wait, not like that. And he's like, no, you'll get it. And he kind of just goes, and you see like just magic dust just kind of goes around Codex. No, it's just magic. There's nothing. It's not
No, but
drugs.
it's bad.
No, it's fun.
It got in my eyes.
Sorry, let me try again. And you watch as he kind of snaps his fingers, and you watch like Codex reverses in time, and he's like, okay, this time, no eye stuff.
What?
Same thing that doesn't go in your eyes.
It's in my mouth.
How is that? That's what I call magic.
Very nice.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, house cocktail, magic berry cocktail. That's what I couldn't think of a name, so that's the name.
That's as much of a name as anything, right?
That's what I always say about things when I'm talking. So yeah, get a magic berry cocktail, please. Grombo just is kind of like, can everybody collectively just hold your hands like this?
We in a cup?
Yeah, and then he just goes, magic. And he just like a cup with like this blue liquid inside.
Oh, thank God it's in a cup.
Excellent. She is drinking and definitely dancing as much as she can with everyone like nearby them as they're having this conversation the whole time.
So what can I help the Fated Fates with?
Honestly, this place just seemed really fun, so we wanted a pick-me-up, and this seems
It's a good
like
thing
exactly
that.
that.
It is really fun.
Yeah, it is really fun.
Yes, it is. He winks at you.
Should I be Terry right now? Like, that's like
That, please.
Who's Terry?
my like counterpart. He's me, but he's much
You would
bigger.
like Terry.
Oh. I'm usually myself in every situation I ever do. I don't really have counterparts because then where would my confidence come from? It all comes from me. But
I mean, it's all me.
It's not a dig. I think what you do is great. You're beautiful. Inside and out, I'm sure.
Terrence is like, Terrence starts to weep. No, I want Terry time, so I'm gonna be Terry.
Yes.
So you drink it and you go boom, boom. And Thala just goes, oh my god, what the fuck? That's crazy. And then Tullus is like,
Thank you.
wow. Like,
I thought you would like it a lot, so I figured this would be something.
Grombo like suddenly snaps his fingers and he appears on your shoulder. Can I try some of that? Don't.
It can kill you.
Nothing can kill me.
You might explode, because that's what happened to other people before.
Oh, I'm sure I won't explode. It'll be fine. Here, I won't explode. I promise.
Can
I
you
think
like sign
promise.
a waiver or something? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. He makes his waiver appears. He goes, Grombo, and then
This place is in a pocket dimension. Grombo can have some, I guess.
yeah, you give it to Grombo, and he drinks it. And he goes, he explodes.
You just
I killed Grombo! I didn't mean to kill Grombo!
No,
Terry
he does,
starts
he does.
crying.
I'm sure he'll be fine. He signed a waiver and Pinky promised.
You see from over the counter, you just see, I'm good.
Right.
Oh my god.
No, I can't. I don't think I can die. Can I die, Tullus? And Tullus goes, I don't know. I didn't make you. We just became friends.
Have you tried being a hero? Grombo.
So, there was a stint in which I did try to help a lot of heroes because I got trapped. There was a whole Feywild trap place in this place called the Kashanan Empire. It's a whole thing. But I did try to help the heroes, but they didn't understand my fleshy vibe when I made myself look human.
Fleshy vibe. Codex just like is staring at all of this, and then she like looks over at Wash and she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna try and get a magic item."
You can also get it from me at the counter. That's why I stand here, not just to be a pretty face. I know people love it, though.
I don't know.
I have a question.
I have an answer, sweet, sweet thing. I like your duck.
Right.
Oh, that's cinnamon. He's gonna
You have a
put
nice
cinnamon.
duck.
Can I put cinnamon on your counter?
Sure, I love a duck.
There's cinnamon. This
Hi.
is cinnamon.
Hi.
He's a familiar.
Okay.
Is she flirting with the duck?
How familiar.
Well, it's not an actual duck. It's a face spirit. I can see your face spirit. You can't hide that from me.
Finley, make cinnamon really big.
Oh, sure. As Finley just like casts summon draconic spirit to make cinnamon just gigantic.
Wow, that's ducking huge.
Boo.
All right, cinnamon, let's get off the counter.
Terry raises his big arm.
Yes, you, large.
I like to hit things.
Yeah. I like to hit things too. Sometimes be nasty.
What would you like to hit?
Do you have a magic item that could help me hit things better?
I have many magic items that could help you hit things better, but what connotation are we talking about, big, handsome man?
He blushes. He goes like this and he blushes. He holds up. I was something that would make my knuckles sharper.
Probably, yes. I do have something like that. Like, do you mean like a type of, not gauntlet, more like
Like rings or something.
like brass knuckles?
He taps his finger on his nose.
Can I see your hand first?
Okay, yeah, he goes like this.
He takes it and he goes like, so the thing about it is, big guy, I do want to point this out. You have very big hands. But when you're not big, they are not very big. So they do seem to grow when you grow. And you like grow. Would you need something that grows with you, big guy?
Yes. He chokes out. Yeah.
Sure, I could do something like that. And you watch as he grabs fabric from behind him and he just like plops it on the table and it turns into like this case that kind of like materializes. And he opens it, there's kind of like this, as inside it there are these two golden brass knuckles that, they're just golden. So these can grow with you. Do you want any specific attunements to them? As you watch, he like snaps and they'll like change. They'll look like ice will go to it, fire will go to it, electricity will go to it.
Well, he's gonna look to you guys and be like, whoa, which one should I do?
Why don't I could also make it something like this, and you watch as he'll like take one of like Grandpa's whiskers, Grandpa will go, ow. It's like, dude, he's like, it's okay, it'll grow back. He's like, I know, but I like to make it seem like it hurts, so then people think we're fighting. Like, Grandpa just goes back to smoking. Tullus like grabs one of Grandpa's whiskers and then puts it on top of the brass knuckles. As you watch it kind of like go into it, and it looks as almost the gold metal, it starts to like glow, and the light of the metal kind of like the sheen changes. It like looks like it's constantly shifting, almost like if you saw a reflection in like silver, it's like the reflection constantly is moving and shifting, and it looks like the colors of your serum.
What does that do?
I could see it doing something where, you know, you take it. Can I demonstrate? And we have a healer nearby. Healer! And you watch as like this tan goblin with like a green dunce cap and green capelet kind of like walks over and says, "I'm ready." Okay, I'm going to punch you. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. And you watch as he puts on the knuckles, and he's going to punch you in the shoulder, Terry. You watch as Tullus, like, he's like, like, it's like, but when it hits Terry's muscle, you watch Terry's muscle, like almost like enlarge like a balloon and like pop. Like, not like it actually pops your skin, but it kind of like it like kind of grows and goes back. Almost like a bit of your serum into it. It does extra damage to it.
Cool.
Can I instinctively heal Terry?
You want to steal that little goblin's only job?
Yeah, it's his only job. By the time that, like, right after it happens, Terry goes, ah! Like, the goblin will probably do it.
Okay, I'll take them.
Okay, so before you do, this is only 3 charges a day.
Okay.
But it will do a massive amount more damage. It is, but the other thing too, you can't control the charge. It's just the first 3 hits. Is that okay?
Oh, so I have to think about who I'm hitting. Okay, I will take them. I like them. How much do they cost?
He kind of like unbuttons the top of his tunic. What do you want? But what do I want? You tell me. Give me an offer.
I can... He holds up his hands.
You can do what with those, my good friend?
You tell me.
Just, I don't know if you're implying this, but I will mention this as a preface for anyone else who would be liking to pay via the back room. I take charge in the bedroom.
Okay, but that means I don't have to use real money for the rings?
If this is the route you'd like to go.
Okay.
Can Terry consent?
Yeah. He has Terrence's little voice saying, if you do this, you don't have to pay for him.
Okay, Thala, can you put that in room 4? And Thala's like, oh my god, Dad. Like takes it and walks away. I'll get to you in a second. What are you going to enjoy? Go talk to people. Go mingle with your big hands.
I hold up the cup for Grombo and have him fill it up, and then I go dance with Shay. Terry will pick up Grombo like a baby and dance like a
Let me down! Let me down!
I'm trying to catch you, but like the crowd keeps like sweeping me away, and I'm like,
Yeah, you see this one person who's like it's like a full actual dragon, but they're on their hind legs, like, let's dance!
okay. I have to warn you, the last person I danced with died.
That's okay, the last person I talked to died! Woo!
Oh shit.
Of fun!
Actually, the last person that I danced with almost killed me, but the person before that did die, so...
You're funny! What's your name?
I'm Codex, what's your name?
It's Hank, the dragon.
Finley's just kind of like looking around, just kind of like,
Take a picture, it'll last longer. Just kidding, keep looking, I like it.
You seem like quite the official business person.
Right.
You seem that Finley's gonna look over at, like, lean over to Shay and go, Shay, I don't really know what to ask for, because it seems like this man can just create anything.
It depends what you want. Do you want something that will help us in battle? I mean, do you want to get hit less? Do you want to hit more? Do you want to be able to heal people more?
I can give you a better wardrobe or a haircut.
Finley is beautiful the way he is,
Oh,
and his
Finley
wardrobe is fantastic.
beautiful, and what a beautiful name, Finley. I love that name. But...
He's just kind of like, he's kind of like gripping the bottom of his coat, just like nervous.
I could make you look immaculate.
I don't like these vibes.
I don't like the way your eyes widened. I also killed a purple worm for all this stuff I'm wearing.
Ooh, can I have it?
What I'm wearing?
Yeah, that could be a nice trade, see? Listen, I could give you a wonderful shave. You could take your clothes off. We could figure out what you would look great in after. You look great now, but you could look greater.
I kind of like the hair.
Okay. I like my long flowing hair.
I also like your long flowing hair. It looks beautiful.
Please, I have a child. Or not. I like giving people ideas and getting really excited about them.
Well, we could go into the back for different things, and then you could just give me ideas.
Oh.
For my outfit.
Okay, yeah.
In exchange for my outfit. Which I guess I don't have to be wearing while you give me ideas if you just want to look at me.
Putting a lot of offer on the table, I'm going to have to think of something to give you back. This is a lot. I've never had people give me the offer first.
Well, I thought that was the thing, is I give you something and you give me something.
I'll give you anything.
Whenever you're done with everybody else, we can talk then.
Sure.
Alright, just do it. Do I, like, jump over the counter? Do I walk around it?
No, and you just watch as, like Grombo just goes, magic. As, like, blue dust hits you and you just, like, fade away. You fade out. What about you, my lovely, beautiful lady in shadowy darkness?
Love all of that, Talus, and I would like 2 more drinks, and I am going to go dance with these beautiful people, and I will see you again soon.
Of course, I'm always here. Have a good time. Thank you for coming to my emporium. I mean, I know you're still there, but I'm assuming this interaction's over for now.
Currently,
All right, next!
But I will talk to you soon.
All right.
The line that has been...
Yeah, the line's like out the door now because we're all insane.
And that is where we're going to end today's episode.
Watch, you get hit by a car.